Film director Michael Matthews joins us from our Cape Town studios. Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. First of all, congratulations. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
Yeah, it's a contemporary South African Western. Myself and Sean Drummond, who's the writer, we spent about 9 years trying to get it made. And the first premiere was last year in October in Toronto, and then it released at cinemas earlier this year.
And what is the storyline all about? I see there's Vuyo Tabula there, and quite some well-known faces. Can you tell us the scene and what is it set in? What is the plot?
So it's pretty much a contemporary Western. So it's modern-day South Africa, but small town. We set it in the Eastern Cape. But it's pretty much bringing all those Western archetypes in. So you sort of have the lonely gun hero, the pastor of the town, the preacher, and sort of the main bad guy. I'm making it sound very simple, but I think those are the basic archetypes of it. And then built on top of that is a very relevant South African, authentic movie.
And
Vuyo Tabula, amazing actor. I think we were fortunate to have a whole lot of amazing actors: Kenneth Nkosi, Nduduzi Mabaso, Warren Masemola, just so many talented people.
And definitely, I saw that, Mduduzi, and you've got some very well-known faces and quite talented actors in the country. How did the casting come about?
Because it took us so long to make it, it's 9 years since we first had the idea, and we actually cast a lot of the main roles about 5 years ago. So even Vuyo or Kenneth or Jerry Moffa King, we cast them about 5 years ago, and it took us so long to kind of get the movie made. But we just had a very long and tedious process of finding the right actors, and Moonyin Lee and Joburg, an amazing casting director, helped us to find the right people.
And what was what was taking so long? I mean, all these years to make this movie. I mean, from the trailer, it looks great.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work, but what was going on? Why so many years?
Well, it was because we wanted to do a film on that level that sort of elevated South African cinema and was that beautiful and grand. And to kind of get the finances we wanted, it was really difficult without bringing in international actors or making more of it English. You know, we kept it mostly Sotho and Xhosa, and all those things made it quite hard to finance. And that was what really took a long time. It took about 5 years, was just trying to kind of get the money to make it. And eventually a lot of it came through the US to help us kind of get it together. But I would say keeping it authentic and really South African is, to be honest, what made it quite difficult to get the money.
And I mean, I see you've won, quite a number of awards, a clean sweep there in Rwanda. But how has it been doing on the box office?
It did very well, yeah. It's been received well. We had a great festival run. It was first in Toronto, then in London, then in the US, and also in Asia. We did some film festivals. And then we released earlier, I think it was April this year, at the local box office, and it did very well. And it just came out on DVD. So I'm excited that more people have access to it now and everyone can start watching it. We've released it most places in the world. The US had a theatrical release a month or two ago. So it's done really well. And I must say, a lot of that for me is due to the incredible talent of the actors that were involved and everyone who contributed so much to make it what it is.
Yeah, sorry about that. And how different is it from the movies that we've seen, Inamba Namba, Jerusalem, that are already out there, those storylines that are authentic South African stories? How different is it from those movies?
I think it follows the same line in using some genre and action and entertainment, but being very sincerely South African. I think the different part is that it's a bit more rural and it's a bit more expansive, and it's got that sort of space and grandness that a Western has, that sort of opens it up. And I think also the first 15 minutes of the film are about these kids that are about 13-year-old, and the rest of it's when they've all grown up, and those are the actors we know. And so it really spans a long time. It's quite a grand narrative, a grand story, and I think that's also quite different for South African films.
And before I let you go, tell us about that night when the awards were coming in and the names and the movie was being called out, during that ceremony. What was that like? And take us through some of the awards that the movie won.
It's just a really great feeling after we've put so many years' effort in. There's so many people involved who have tried so hard to make it the best it can be. All of it helps build up the feeling like it was really worth it. And I think also what helps a lot is the more appreciation the film gets, the more it helps other people make their films, and people see the value in it and sort of see that we've got this new industry moving forward and a lot of amazing, talented people.